rapport. Will people buy from you just because they like you? Who says no? Who says yes? Here are the statistics. The answer is, depends on the price of what it is. The actual answer, let me give you an example. Girl Scout cookies. Kid comes up to your door, knock, knock, knock. Hi. Hello. Hi. What can I do? Cookie? How much is it? Who likes Thin Mints?
Yeah.
$4? $4. What are you going to do? You're going to buy a box of cookies. You might buy 100 because you got $4 and you like her. Is she a good salesperson? Well, it's up for kind of yes, right? It's cuteness alone. Now, let's say she walks up and she goes, "Hi, Ferrari, $1 million." Most people in this room, a few of you guys maybe, more successful docs, but more often than not, the answer would be no. In general, assuming something isn't a pity purchase, which sounds negative, but it is fundamentally what your kids' charity drives can be. You buy the little magazine subscription and they get a little thing. It's something you're purchasing as a courtesy. You wouldn't go out and buy normally. You don't show interest in regularly. Unless it's in that range, in general, people will not purchase from you just because they like you. Will they not buy from you if they don't like you? This is 100% yes. And this is why, of course, the receptionist way of answering the phone, your particular attitude when you meet with the patient is important. So important to understand that what we're really trying to do, and this may be the first thing worth taking a note on, is what we're trying to do in order to make a sale is to build the value to greater than the perceived price. In order to make a sale to the patient, whether it's a simple laser treatment or a Botox or braces or a breast augmentation or whatever it is, for them to sell us this room, we have to believe what we're getting is higher than what they're asking us to pay, or at least even to have a chance. So, for example, who here would say that their prices in their market are on the above middle, meaning are somewhere in the high to high range? Maybe 60, 70%, 80%? Would anybody say they are, not in a negative way, but are very cheap for their area, like low price, kind of a volume, you're a little lower, anybody else? So the vast majority of people here are priced middle to high for their area. So people aren't going to buy just because they like you. And what we have to do is figure out the psychology and grow the perceived value of something. Now, everybody has vices. We kind of talked about them in hobbies. Hobbies actually are kind of like your vice. Some people, I like fancy watches. I spend too much on a nice watch. I don't know why, I just do it. It's dumb. My wife buys Louis Vuitton shoes. They have a red back and they're 4 times the price. I don't know. They seem nice. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're more. Some people buy plastic surgery. Other people buy nice frames on their spectacles for their face. Everybody has little vices. So I don't do any of that. You go out to a $200 steak dinner or whatever it is. Everybody has something that they enjoy spending their money on. And for those things, you value them. And when they give you the price, you believe you're getting more than what you're paying or you wouldn't spend it. What we're trying to do with our patients is help them to understand our price. So for example, let's say someone's researched you, they've called your office, you say there's a great deal going on, it's free, what do you want? I would sense that if they're calling your office, you probably have almost 100% close ratio. Almost every, because they'd say, well, yeah, he's worth at least X thousand. And he's asking 0, so the value is way more than the price. Now bear in mind, there are things you wouldn't pay for. You know that statement? That's a very low value product for you. So I've had tickets to a Marlins game here in Miami, for those guys who don't like baseball. I've had nosebleed, face value is $30. I will pay you $10 to go to this game. I don't want them. I don't have the time. I'd rather watch it in HD or not watch the game at all. So to me, the value of a Marlins team, Marlins ticket, because their owner is terrible and they stink at baseball, is worth less than 0 right now. That may change if they become champions again. So what we're trying to do the entire rest of this meeting is to help figure out how we can create a perceived value that is consistently higher than what you're charging, and ideally way higher than you're charging. There are great businesses out there that do this extremely well. Who here is into like, any ladies, I guess, or guys into like nice handbags? Who are ladies? Does anybody want to say like what's one fancy brand you like over the others? What? Bright. What do you like?
Valentino.
Valentino. Anybody else like a special brand? Louis Vuitton. So we all have our different brands that we like, and they're all probably selling hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, for a nice bag. And it's something that you decide to spend your hard-earned money on when you can get away with it. Now the question is, when someone says the word Louis Vuitton, because I mean everybody knows that name, they own everything in the world. Louis Vuitton really hasn't, so they're having a bad year, by the way. Look up the article. People want less branded items. But with Louis Vuitton, why is it that they're worth more? Why is it that a bag's $1,000? They don't discount. Does that make you think it's worth more? So you value the fact that they don't discount. What else? Why are they even able to not discount?
There's an emotional pride in ownership of
Okay. Emotional pride. They don't discount. Quality. What do you guys think about the quality? Is it better? I don't know. I don't own a Louis Vuitton bag. It is better. Okay, it's better quality. Branding.
Perceived value.
Perceived value. Well, the reality is, wouldn't you agree that it isn't worth it to a lot of people? Does anyone know someone who the last thing on earth they'd ever do is buy a Valentino bag?
Sure.
The answer is it's worth it to you. It's worth it to you, and it's worth it to you, but it's not worth it to you. You're shaking your head like, that's crazy. So what's happened is with certain individuals, they've succeeded at building the perceived value in the mind of that individual. Now in terms of the quality, one of the things you'll notice is it is a better quality. Lon mentioned, I do think that a really nice, well-made Louis Vuitton bag is probably more nicely made than the knockoff at the flea market. Whether or not it's 1,000 times nicer, even though it's 1,000 times more money, I don't know. You know, that may not be true. So what we're trying to do throughout this process is build the value. So let's pick a procedure to use for the morning. Do we want to use rhinoplasty, plastic surgery, braces? What do we want to pick? Rhinoplasty. Okay. We're selling a rhinoplasty. It doesn't matter what it is. We're selling a widget. Rhinoplasty is what we want to sell this morning to our client. Well, what is the average going rate? For those of you guys who are above the average market, what's your average price in your market for a rhinoplasty? All in. You pay for the sedation and the OR and all that. $14,000. That's probably a New York price. $9,000, that's a California price. $6,000, that's an Urbana-Champaign, Illinois price.
$7,500.
$7,500. Let's pick something in the middle. Let's call it $8 grand. So that's in the middle of all those. Now bear in mind, some people when they said 14 grand, do you see the room? Yeah. You guys sell this stuff. You better not do that in your next consultation. I know in our main practice, we were 5,000 when I started. We're now 10,000. And we sell the same amount of them, which is a separate issue. So regardless of the price, let's forget about it, because what you guys have to do, New Yorkers, you have to build the perceived value. Everybody else in this room even. You got a tough job ahead of you. Luckily, everybody's got money up there. That's at least a perception that we have about the value of New York. True or not true, who knows? So let's build some perception.